Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Bold Break. Today I'm here with Deja Lee, a member of UC Irvine's women's basketball team. So Deja, we're tipping off another exciting year of basketball, but you and the team are coming off being crowned last year's Big West champs. So how are you feeling?
My mentality is I'm a senior now, so I'm really trying my best to just be in the moment, to soak it all in and make the most of it with my teammates.
100%. And you've had the time over the summer to rest, recover, train, but also you were busy in other ways. I hear you were involved in a very interesting and important summer internship. So can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, I was involved in an internship project at UCI called the Summer Institute in Neuroscience program. I was lucky enough to conduct my own research project, which involved a question that I think is really important to me and just being able to be a voice for the Black community, especially in a medical field where there's been institutionalized racism and things like that that have prevented Black people from getting the healthcare access that they need. And so my project focused on how the environment that young Black children grow up in can affect their mental health outcomes. Examples of that include things from resilience to confidence and decision making. So I got to use a data set that's been used called the Adolescent Brain Cognitive Development Study, where I looked at Black kids to see the responses from a variety of different questions, and I was able to use that to kind of figure out where some of the gaps are in terms of the healthcare that's provided today.
So with that in mind, you've been a part of many different research labs, right? You're a senior here, so what is it that you hope to do once you walk that stage?
The first thing on my mind is just to kind of take a bit of a gap year to relax and just figure out what I really want to do. But I'd love to continue to do the research that I've already started. Again, just because I've been at UCI the entire time, I've been lucky enough to even continue the research that I'm doing throughout the school year. But I'm really focusing on just trying to see how far I can go with basketball first to see if that's still an option, and then if not, continuing my education. So.
Yes, we see that you are making impacts in your communities, but also here on the court in basketball. You last year were named the Big West Championship MVP and also Big West Player of the Year. So what do those accolades mean to you, and how do you approach leadership?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just such an honor and so humbling, especially given my start in college basketball. It wasn't necessarily one that I saw for myself, but I kind of got through a lot of the adversity just with being resilient and consistent and just showing up every day and just learning from my coaches and my teammates. The thing that makes me the happiest in getting that award is actually seeing how proud my teammates were of me. Like, they all dogpiled me at the end and like at the end of practice when coach told us, and it was so cool to see kind of how much they supported me and believed in me. And so that was the coolest part for me.
Definitely a team effort. Definitely. And what's interesting is you are from Vancouver, Canada, and your team, it's pretty global. You've got people from Australia, from Spain. How do those cultures, personalities mesh in the locker room?
We kind of just all develop a new appreciation for one another, especially when we do go through hard times. A lot of us are away from our families, and so this is kind of all we have when we first get here. Just being able to support each other from that aspect goes a long way for us as a team.
Yeah, so as a team, what are the main things you guys are focusing on during practices to really gear yourself up for another successful season?
Making sure we do all of the little things that impact the game in the long run, whether a 10-point lead or a 1-point lead, but at the end of the day, it's those little things that help us to get the win at the end of the day.
Right. So during practices, is there anything that coach is really on your guys' head about?
Yes, for us, because we're such a fast team, our coach is really breaking down in film, having us slow down and stop and look is what she always says now. Like, make sure when you make a decision, don't just make it because it's the first thing, make sure it's the right thing to do. So we're working on that a lot and just making sure that we continue our fundamentals and then bring that together too. You
put a lot of blood, sweat, tears, energy, right, into this sport. And so looking and reflecting on your time, what is it that you believe this sport, basketball, and UC Irvine women's basketball program has given you?
It has done so much for me, just as a person, as a player obviously, but just as a person. The biggest thing I think I've learned just from being a student athlete, both academically and on the court, is don't be afraid to see how far you can go. It's one of those things where confidence can really affect the outcome. Even if you are capable of something, it doesn't necessarily mean you'll get there if you don't have the confidence and believe in yourself to do it. Maybe not knowing what the next step is, but even just having the confidence to take that step is really something that is a big takeaway for me.
Well, thank you for your time today, Deja. I really appreciate it, and good luck on the rest of the season.
Thank you so much.